Hello, we are doing an Instagram live from the car. Let me show you the scenery. Doesn't look like New York to me. So let's start. I wanted to talk about what you should ask an interior designer before hiring them. So, you've decided you want to change, you want a new environment, you're ready to invest in an interior designer, but now there's an abundance of options in terms of interior designers, especially in New York. So how do you know that that person is the right person for you? So here are a few things that you should ask the person you're interviewing to do your home. First off, the process. That's the question I get the most, the process. There's a lot of different steps, and each interior designer has a different process. So, in the process does the interior designer purchase the furniture for you? Do they do 3D renderings? 3D renderings are very useful if you have a hard time visualizing things. Do they do construction? Do they handle contractors, or do you need to handle the contractors yourself and hire contractors yourself? The other question that people are very interested in and should be determinant in how you hire an interior designer is how long will it take? So we can tell you how long it's going to take for us to design a room, because we do it again and again and we know, but there's also a lot of factors to consider. How long you take to make a decision, if you don't like our first design and we have to redo it, and the most challenging part is determining how long it's going to take for the furniture to arrive. That depends on if you're doing bespoke, custom, what items you're choosing, what brands you're going with, etc., etc. But the designer should be able to give you a ballpark time on how long it takes just for the design process. The third point about the technicalities of it is, how does your interior designer charge? There is no right or wrong way to charge. We all do this differently, but you need to know, do they charge hourly? Do they charge a design fee per room? Do they charge a percentage of whatever it's going to cost in terms of construction per square feet? Some people do that when it's very large projects, or if the interior designer does a commercial project, it's different for residential, but still ask. Another important part is the style. So a lot of established designers have their style and want to implement their style. They're not interested in anything else. That's not the majority, obviously, but make sure that they are going to do the style that you want specifically and not just impose their style. Also, when you go on their website, you have a broad idea of what they do. Are they more geared towards traditional, modern, etc.? So make sure you're aligned with the designer's vision. Now, these are all the technicalities. On the other point, which is for me almost as important, if not more than the process itself, is the character of the interior designer, because you are going to spend a lot of time with that person, back and forth, emails, meeting. If you don't like that person, that is going to be a challenging project for you. So a few things to look into. Communication. How does the interior design communicate to you? Through emails, phone calls, or in person? Do they answer quickly? I, for example, have a time frame that I impose myself to answer an email of a client, if it's working days, of course. Do they do the polite forms around each email? The hi, the bye, the thank you, the please. Sometimes people get stressed and overwhelmed and just answer directly to your email. That might be an indicator that they don't handle stress too well, or that they have too much on their plates. A little secret, that is how I choose my vendors and my contractors. So when it comes to furniture, I'll give you an example. There is a lot of very high quality, beautiful furniture out there, but what's going to differentiate one vendor from another, and the decision I'm going to make to choose with a vendor, is how quickly are they answering me. That doesn't mean within 5 minutes, but within 48 hours. Do they know their products? Are they capable of answering questions? If they don't, are they able to go get the information? Do they really want to make this work for you? Like, are they really passionate and invested in the process? This is how I choose my contractors, and I think it's a good indicator on how you should choose your interior designer. Another point about their character, do they listen? And all these things doesn't mean they're a good or bad person. It means, is it helpful for the design process? So, do they remember what you already told them in the first meeting, the second meeting, or do they get caught up in their own heads and what they need to say to you? Our job is, 1, to listen, 2, to guide you, not the other way around. Another point is patience. Sometimes, always actually, the client is going to ask the same question multiple times because it's not your industry, you are not the interior designer, and you usually know when you've already asked the question but you forgot the answer. So does the interior designer answer you patiently and walk you through the steps again, or do they get frustrated? That's another point. So to sum this up, what I do and what I've learned with time, obviously that wasn't the way I worked from the get-go, is I have a few rules. I answer within 24 hours of a client sending me an email, in the working days, of course. I do the design, so that means the mood board, the furniture selection, the layouts. I do 3D renderings because I think it's so useful to actually show you what my creative vision is when I see your space, to actually show you on a picture what looks like a picture, what it's going to look like in the end. I have a team of contractors. I handle construction as well, and I do art selection. If you have any questions on how the design process works, my design process, or about interior design in general, don't hesitate to send me a DM. Bye.